Hello, welcome to Protect Reason. Welcome back. In this video, I want to discuss what happened on Friday of last week in Texas. The Texas Board of Education passed a law requiring the reading of the Bible, the Christian Bible, in schools. So I wanted to share with you some of my thoughts on that. Again, in my last video, I talked about the need for the separation of church and state. I want to go ahead and read a little bit to you about this new law in Texas. Let me bring this up. So it says here, according to AP News, what to know about the decision to make Bible stories required reading in Texas public schools. So if you read this article out of the AP News, the vote to approve the plan Friday by the Republican-controlled Texas State Board of Education reflects a broader conservative effort to introduce more religion into U.S. schools. Last year, Texas became the largest state to require every classroom to display the Ten Commandments. So with that news, I was pretty upset. Again, this is the erosion of constitutional rights of everyone, not just Christian nationalists having their Bible read in church. It's the people that are non-believers, the people that are Hindu, Jewish, Muslim, anybody else who doesn't read the Bible or doesn't partake in the Christian or Catholic or Protestant or any number of different underlying religions under Christianity. What happens to those students? What happens to the students that are non-believers or are Hindu? Do they have to read the Bible? So on that, I wanted to talk about also how bad the Bible really is. According to Bible scholars, God has ordered or has killed more than 2 million people in the Bible. And if I go over here to Google, it says here, biblical scholars and researchers estimate that God directly kills or orders the deaths of between 2.5 million and 25 million people in the Bible. A precise number is impossible to calculate because many major events such as the global flood and plagues do not list exact casualty figures. So there you go. State of Texas is going to make it required to teach the biblical stories and passages out of the Bible. I said in my last video how horrendous the Bible is, the atrocities that are committed in the Bible under God. And yet, that's going to be required reading. I'm fine with it being elective, a comparative religion course. But this goes against all the other students' their First Amendment right to not have religion pushed on them as well. So yeah, this is what's going to happen. And then you'll see other southern states. As I said on my last video, the Confederacy wants to rise again in America. And this is like their last push to do that. And so you're going to see other southern states do the same thing. What happens to those students that aren't religious or of another religion that don't want to partake in Christianity? The Bible has, again, like I said, lots of atrocities and absurdities. And I'm going to go through in my next videos to come to some of those atrocities and absurdities and see, do you really want your kids learning this stuff? In one of my videos, I discussed the need, instead of the 10 commandments, like in Texas, they post the 10 commandments as of last year in schools. Most Christian people don't know and can't recite all 10 commandments. And it's funny to me that the first few of the 10 commandments is where God tells you that you must have only Him as His God. And it's very fascist in a way, very controlling, which the Bible is. The Bible is a great fictional book of being a fascist. How can we bring fascism to the world, right? And let's go ahead and tell you a story. I want to bring up Genesis 19:30. And right now I'm on Bible Hub and I'm sharing that with you here. And I'll go down to 1930. And hey, this is going to be great for you kids in Texas to learn. And parents who are going to have this taught, you're going to read this in Genesis. Here we go. Genesis 19:30. Because Lot was afraid to stay in Zoar, he and his 2 daughters moved up into the hills and lived in a cave. The older daughter said to her sister, "Our father is getting old, and there are no men in the whole world to marry us so that we can have children. Come on, let's get our father drunk so that we can sleep with him and have children by him. That night they gave him wine to drink, and the older daughter had intercourse with him. But he was so drunk that he didn't know it. The next day, the older daughter said to her sister, I slept with him last night. Now let's get him drunk again tonight, and you sleep with him. Then each of us will have a child by our father. So that night they got him drunk, and the younger daughter had intercourse with him. Again, he was so drunk that he didn't know it. In this way, both of Lot's daughters became pregnant by their own father. The older daughter had a son, whom she named Moab. He was the ancestor of the present-day Moabites. The younger daughter also had a son, whom she named Benami. He was the ancestor of the present-day Ammonites. So there you go, your own Bible that you're going to teach kids in Texas and probably now other southern states is talking about incest and how wonderful it is. That's what's in your Bible. Most Christians, Catholic, Protestants, Baptists, Methodists, they don't read their whole Bible. As a former Catholic with Christian values, I read the Bible. The fastest thing to make me leave religion and the Catholic Church was reading the Bible and many of the passages in it. So yeah, I guess there is a positive. If you want to teach kids how to leave religion, teach them the Bible, because there's a bunch of atrocities and absurdities in this. All right, until the next video I come out with, there goes the separation of church and state that we need to have. All the other states, I hope you are strong and don't give in to the Christian nationalism that's spreading throughout our country. Till I see you again, may love and free thought be with you.